Libra, welcome to Frequency Tarot. My name is Lauren. We're going to talk about the energies that are coming through the lunar eclipse right now. It's an exciting time for you because I feel like right now is a good time to take some risks, just like my cat. So we're going to take a look at the effects that are coming through for you, the energies that are coming through for you. We're going to look at the Oracle deck, sacred symbols, and tarot as well. So like I said, I think right now is a really good time to take some creative excitement, take some leaps of faith in your creativity, which could come at a cost at maybe some impulsive moves, but rest assured, we're going to take a look at what comes through for you. And without further ado, let's take a look at what comes to us. So first card we have the Veiled, okay. Stormy, 2 purple cards. Shadow, okay. And Meditate. Meditate's been coming up a lot for me. So, okay. Seems like maybe that energy of the impulsive energy, maybe, or just some things that might be stirring around your energy, maybe your energy field, may feel a little chaotic or maybe unbalanced. There could be some things that you're noticing that are coming to the surface. So if you're being creative right now, there could be some things that are maybe coming up to the surface and you're starting to notice, or maybe a lot of you are looking at maybe some shadow work. So when we put all of these together, there's definitely a sense of something that needs to come out. Something needs to be said. Maybe a lot of you are doing some creative projects that is taking a little bit of courage to take on. But as we all know, when we really dedicate to shadow work and we try to extract what we need to learn, that can create a little bit of discomfort, but it is very much so healing, right? When we go through some discomfort, when we find some things out, as uncomfortable as it may seem at that moment, through time when we work on it, it definitely starts to take notice, right? And there's definitely a message of, even though this is a literal, meditate, definitely so, being in the present. And it talks a lot about this in the guide. So I feel as though that might be a lot of the energy right now of looking at what needs to come out, and you might be faced with a little bit of some uncomfortable emotions or energies. But let's just see. Let's see how this kind of combines. I feel as though something about creativity and pursuing some shadow work here. So let's keep going. So I've already shuffled the cards. Let's just see what comes through. Best card. Okay. So this kind of confirms the Oracle cards. What are you guys going through? Or at least for people that this is resonating. So 7 of Cups. definitely talks about some either options, or we could say confusions, emotions that may be a little overwhelming. I'm getting a sense that there's some overwhelm happening and a need to make some choices. Maybe a lot of you are doing that. You are making some choices. Maybe this is the shadow work coming out, that the more you look into maybe your past or some traumatic experiences, to each their own, whatever that is happening in your life, this can represent some, you know, some anticipation of emotions. All right, next card. Yeah, the moon. I mean, I would even say that these two cards are like, if any of you are familiar with music, we've got the lower octave and the higher octave. It's like the moon is twice the amount of the Seven of Cups. So there is definitely some confusion going on. It seems as though if we were to look at this like, this is the situation, right? You've got lots of options, or there's a lot of emotions that you want to see through and you want clarity. This would be saying there's uncertainty that you have to battle through. As the challenge, that is saying, I'm feeling maybe overwhelmed. There's a lot of emotions that are coming at me right now, and that creates a lot of uncertainty. So there seems to be like some for the Libras that this is resonating with. We're definitely getting a clear message of something confusing or overwhelming, and a need to stay present, I feel, with the meditate card. All right, let's keep going. Resisting something, maybe. Or something you need to surrender to, or a choice of letting go of something, or letting go to emotions. I mean, maybe a lot of you are like, because there's a lot of emotions that are coming through, it seems, maybe a lot of you have your guard up and you're like, oh no, that's too much, and so you resist that that obstacle or confrontation. Now, I don't know about if this is about a relationship, or I'm just getting a lot of overwhelming emotions. But I definitely feel like a lot of you are resisting something. Either resisting something towards like letting go, or it's kind of the same thing, but a little different, the way that, depending on how you look at it, it's like either refusing to, let's say, acknowledge an emotion, or there's so much emotion, it's like I don't want to deal with it. Something along those lines. Let's look at your past. So this explains a lot. Restless nights, anxiety, a lot of concern, maybe missing someone. A loss, maybe grieving. Or maybe for those who are creatives, there is something about wanting to get something back. maybe an overwhelming amount of emotions when you start to, make your art, or like fighting with some self-esteem issues or something in your past that has caused you to feel like unsettled when you start to think about it again. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at where you're going. Queen of Cups and the Hermit. So something that you're protecting, I feel as though you're protecting yourself. And I think a lot of you are, maybe reflecting on what happened, or either reflecting on how you should proceed. Like maybe there's a need to be introspective, think about what you need to do to move forwards. There's something that's being resisted, kind of hiding away from it. But there is a sense that I feel like you're protecting yourself, which is good. I feel like that might be subconscious, actually, with the moon out here. What I mean by that is, like, maybe you're feeling, like, that you feel overwhelmed. Some of you might not know why. Some of you may know why. But this is saying, whatever the case, I'm protecting my space, myself. I'm looking after myself. I think some of you have stepped back from something. I am getting, like, the more cards I'm pulling out, that there is something about a relationship or a creative path that has kind of lost its way. But I think maybe a better way of saying that is, when you start to pursue or think about or approach this situation or something that has to do with that situation, like expressing it, it causes a lot of anxiety. But I do see some healing, like you are stepping back from something, but make sure that when you're doing this, when you're being introspective, and you're let's say doing this shadow work, to not get lost in your emotions, and not get lost in let's say the comfort of feeling like, I'm not going to do this right now, and this feels safe, so I'm going to stay here, because if I make any decisions, then I'm going to risk my safety. You have to make sure that you don't get into that trap, because there's a lot of cards here that say there's a lot of uncertainty and resisting. Okay, let's keep going. Let's take a look at your energies here. My cat is definitely feeling the energies coming through. He's being very vocal and throwing stuff around, but, Okay, so let's take a look at your energy. Well, how are you feeling amongst all of this? How are you feeling, or what do you need to do? King of Swords. Okay. So interesting how I said that. It's like, how are you feeling and what you need to do? This card can point to both of those. Or it can point to what you need to pay attention to. So this is the card of, like, mental authority, where you're basically saying, to yourself, like, whatever happened, I need to now protect. And you might be saying things like, that situation needs to stay away from me, or maybe there's a person involved, and now you're like, okay, this needs to stay out of my energy now. Maybe a lot of you have put up a boundary and you said, you're not allowed in my space anymore. Some of you may have realized something that happened, but it might be a sense where you've blocked off your own emotions as well, and that might be the shadow side. It's like the King of Swords, he is very clear-minded about what he needs to do, but he doesn't always know what might be happening behind him, as we see in the back. So there is definitely a need for introspectiveness, but being aware of, like, okay, what else is it that I might be missing? It's good that you're protecting yourself, but also make sure that you're not blocking off what needs to be seen. Let's take a look at your environment. Strength. So if this is a relationship, this might be the other person's energy, or maybe maybe this might be your energy towards a new direction, or maybe taking this is a Leo energy. I'm getting this sense that some of you might be applying this emotional chaos towards a creative project, or even though there's been some discomfort, it's created a fire within you, a fire of like, I need to get my fire back. I need to work on myself. I need to pay more attention to myself, or like what I need. So I guess, like, with the Hermit here, it's like you've stepped back from the situation, you've put up boundaries, and you're also stepping into this, like, nurturing, like, even though there might be uncertainty happening, where you're not sure what you're feeling all the time, there may be some confusion, some anxiety, maybe some, like, the need for a closure. Regardless, you're still nurturing what you know is right, like what is important to you. And I feel like some of you are really nurturing a feeling of, I'm going to put this pain towards something constructive. Let's take a look at your hopes and fears. That's great. And it can also be other things, but mostly I feel like it's good. So I feel as though, yeah, a lot of you have started something new, and it's really taking form, or at least starting to. I feel like it's like a creative project, or I'm getting the sense that a lot of you have been putting this off for a while. Or maybe there's like a new depth to this form of expression. Like maybe someone has held you back from expressing this, or you've been kind of maybe a little complacent in keeping this energy within you. And it's attracted those types of people that have maybe, you know, at least cause you some anxiety, or they're like, there's some friction that they create, and you're now stepping into like, I need to look back at what I need, and now you're definitely putting that into action. It's like, what does Libra need? What do I need? I'm gonna work on this new direction. So in the hopes and fears, this could say like, you want to heal, or you want to feel a sense of passion again. And then some of you might be wondering like, is this not me anymore? Or have I like lost my fire? A lot of you might be debating between a lot of confusion. I'm getting a sense that there's something about a little bit of self-esteem, but with these two cards, I feel as though whatever you're doing is boosting your self-esteem. And I think that you should keep going. Okay, let's see your outcome. Okay, so this might be a collaborative project. Or it might say that you've moved away from people that are holding you back from a creative project. I feel as though this is kind of not the center of the problem, but it might be a big contender to the situation. What I mean by that is some of you, I feel, have stepped away from a relationship or even a collaborative project, or just a collaborative effort. Let's just say that. That's more open there. This is a collective reading, of course. Some of you have stepped back from that because it's creative. A lot of uncertainty. Or you have completely moved on. With the Hangman here, I think some of you, or let's say most of you here, that are really resonating with this message, you've definitely stepped away from a situation, I think, with certain people that have been causing you a lot of fatigue and anxiety, and I think you're finding new people. People that are like really supportive of what you're doing. And this is, I think I'm getting a sense that this is very surprising to you, or it's a breath of fresh air. It's like you're getting that hand with the pentacle there, just arriving out of the middle of the air and just giving you this new opportunity, which this card does talk about. It's an opportunity. So yeah, I feel there's new people coming in. New people that are, maybe will give you a more balanced energy of the type of affection, or let's say comfort, reassurance that you're really looking for. Because I think the more that you nurture your own good intentions, your own energy, you will be drawn to the people that really matter. Something to do here. Something happened. It's like you've stepped into this Queen of Cups and Hermit. You stepped away, and now you've set some boundaries. I think you're thinking clearly, even if there wasn't a closure or something unexpected happened. Or maybe this is what you're going to gain with these new people that come through to you. Maybe they might give you some insight, or maybe the relationship, you'll learn from it. That's like, now things are different. Life is different now. It's like you've changed your energy, and so you're also attracting newer and more harmonious people that support you. Okay. I hope you liked this. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe, all of that good stuff. I appreciate you watching. Thank you for staying and watching all of this. Please leave your comments down below and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one, Libra.